The value you never saw. At the edge of a crowded city bus stop sat a poor man who begged for coins every day. People came and went, buses arrived and left, and his life moved in the same circle, stretching out his hand and hoping a few kind people would help him survive another day. One warm afternoon, he noticed a well-dressed gentleman stepping off a taxi. His polished shoes, confident walk, and sharp suit immediately caught the beggar's attention. The beggar thought, "This man must be really wealthy. If I ask him, he'll probably give me something good." He rushed forward and held out his hand. "Sir, could you spare some money?" The gentleman stopped, looked him directly in the eyes, and asked calmly, "Tell me something. Do you only take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar froze. "No, sir. I barely survive on what people give me. I have nothing to offer." The gentleman nodded lightly. "That's the problem. If you believe you have nothing to give,
The world will also believe you have nothing worth receiving. Life is an exchange. When you offer something, you create value, and value always returns to you." Without another word, the gentleman walked away and disappeared into the crowd. The beggar remained still, stunned by a question he had never heard before. That night, he lay awake on the cold pavement thinking, "What can I possibly give? I own nothing. I know nothing. I am no one." But those words echoed loudly in his mind. When you offer something, value returns to you. For 2 days, he didn't beg. He only thought. On the 3rd day, while sitting near the bus stop, he noticed something unusual. A small patch of wild flowers growing near a broken boundary wall. Their colors were bright, almost cheerful. A strange idea struck him. What if I give people a flower when they give me money? At least I'll be offering something. He gently picked a handful of flowers and returned to his spot. When the first person dropped a coin into his bowl, he smiled and handed them a flower. The person looked surprised, then smiled back. Another person stopped, gave him some money, and happily accepted a flower. For the first time in years, people didn't look at him with pity. They looked at him with appreciation. Over the next few days, he noticed a pattern. When he had flowers, people gave him more. When he ran out of flowers, the coins became fewer. So it's true, he thought. People respond when you offer something. One afternoon, while offering flowers, he suddenly saw the same gentleman from earlier. Excited, he ran to him. "Sir," he said proudly, "today I have something to give you. If you give me money, I'll give you flowers in return." The gentleman smiled. He took a few flowers, placed money in the beggar's bowl, and said, "You've learned the lesson. Today you are not a beggar, you are a trader." The gentleman walked away, and his words hit the poor man deeply. "You are a trader." That night, the beggar couldn't sleep. But this time, not because of worry. This time, he was planning. The next morning, he made the boldest decision of his life. He left, begging forever. 6 months later. At the same bus stop, 2 well-dressed men shook hands as they met. One of them looked at the other curiously. "Have we met before?" he asked. The other man smiled. "Yes, twice. Once when you refused to give me money, and once when you bought flowers from me." The businessman stared at him in shock. You were the beggar?" "Yes," the man laughed. "But I'm no longer a beggar. Today I own a growing flower shop. I'm here to supply flowers to a new client." The businessman was amazed. "That's unbelievable. What changed you?" The former beggar replied, "You did. You taught me that we only receive when we first give.
That day, I realized I wasn't worthless. I simply never saw the value inside me. They shook hands again, now as equals, and walked toward
their different journeys. Moral of the story: life changes when your thoughts change. If you see yourself as powerless, you remain powerless. But if you see yourself as capable, you create possibilities, give value, offer something. Success begins the moment you believe you have something to give.